Hi there, this is Maciej from Amustech, and today I'm going to show you a quick way to edit a photo using Lightroom Mobile on the Galaxy S23 Ultra. The photo itself has been shot on the Pixel, actually the Pixel 7 Pro, and few of you asked how have I edited this from this original shot to a end result similar to something like that. And yeah, I won't take too long, but this video is going to be divided in two main parts. First part of the video is going to be around how to use the free version of Lightroom to get as much as you can with this photo, and in the second one I'll show you how to use the additional features. So the way that I edit photo like this is to bring out the green in the car that you see in here. So there's actually a kind of clever and cool way to edit photos like this, and it starts from actually draining the photo from all of the colors, but by just turning down the saturation, because this will not give you the result that you like. But instead we will go to the colors pane, and then we will drain out all the saturation of all the colors from here, one after another. And by this, we will end up with a black and white version of this photo with all of the colors desaturated. Why? Why am I doing this like that? Because right now you can pretty easily adjust all of the types of colors that you like inside a photo, and it is a really cool way to get a lot of the details out of the photo that you're working on. So I'll just apply this, and to be honest, I have a preset in Lightroom Mobile that does exactly this, so it's an easier and quicker way to achieve it. And what should you do at the beginning? So after desaturating all the colors, I would recommend you to work with the black and white version using the light toggles. And in here you can basically work your way around how you would like this photo to look like by just contrast and exposure, highlights, and stuff like that. So you can pretty much adjust the photo in black and white the way you want it. I recommend to lowering the highlights because it helps you to get all the details from the sky back. This is rather a quick process right now. Yeah, like that. I will probably speed up this part during the video, but we will see. Yep, there's not a lot of changes right now. Oh, but you can see that the sky is much more visible right now, the details in the clouds. So this is where you should start. Then I like to go to the effects pane to see what can we achieve by playing with those toggles. I wouldn't recommend playing with them too much because it will make the photo look just pure artificial, just like that. We can enhance the clarity and texture a bit. I don't think we have to work with dehazing right now. Maybe a little vignette, but vignette is something that I like to add at the very end. Okay, so this is, I guess, the basic stuff that we will do with the black and white photo. And now we can go back to the colors section and start by adding colors back. And with this photo, I think I will just settle for the green color, but let's see what other colors change within the picture itself. We can see that there is not much of red. Really not much of the orange color. There should be slightly more yellow. Yeah, we can see the yellow tint in the car. We can actually use this. We can increase the saturation and turn up the hue to make it more green. So that's one way to do it. We will go to the green at the very end. There's not much blue, so we can leave it off. Yeah, blue. Dark blue is the main color in this photo, but I don't want to use it, so I'll just leave it desaturated. The same with the purple one and the pink one. Yep. So now let's go to the green, and let's put the slider up. Okay, we can see that there is an immediate effect on the car. We can zoom in a bit closer to see. We can play around with this color to make it look like the way we'd like to. I'll just leave it in something like that, not to make it look too artificial. And yeah, to be honest, this is actually a form of the edit that you could basically live with and keep it like that with the free version. And I think that most of us would be pretty much satisfied with how it looks like now. But there is a few things that we can do using the paid version of Lightroom Mobile, and the most important tool there is, which is masking. Masking lets you apply certain effects and corrections only to the certain portions of the image. So what I would like to start with, and what I actually do on a lot of my images, is to add the foreground blur, because there is none, and this is due to the lens capabilities that we have in the smartphones. But we can correct this a bit by using the linear gradient. I'll just zoom it up a bit. By using the linear gradient, yeah, it has a certain fall off. It's not as sudden, so you can actually modify it later on, which I'll probably do either way. But yeah, this is one part, and we can try to apply the blur right now, which should be somewhere in here. Yeah, we can just, to apply blur, there is no really a good way to apply blur within the Lightroom, so I just use the sharpness slider to decrease the sharpness. And right now, if you would take a look in here, if I deactivate this mask, all of this is in focus. But when I activate it, it's slightly blurred. And like I said, this is something that you will probably adjust over and over again. Yeah, you can see it more profoundly right now. For it to make a better effect, it will be good to add some blur to the car, because the car is also up close. So you can just add something to this mask. We'll use the brush. And this is basically like coloring book for kids. Just to be able to see where we are applying those effects. You can work around with the car. And this is something that you can spend a lot of time on. For the sake of this video, I won't be spending too much time on it, but you can just basically apply it with the amount of detail that you'd like. Okay, so how does it look? Yeah, let me add something in here. So how does it look like right now? Let's hide the mask and let's show it. Yeah, you can see that there is some part of this of the car that would need some more attention. I can just work on it real quick, and I can try to add some more blur in here. Yeah, I probably went a bit overboard with it. Yeah. Actually, S Pen is a great tool to be doing it. It's much better to work on it using the S Pen than with your fingers. So, yep. Yeah, I think it looks much better now. So this is the one thing that you can do. And if you think that you have all the possible blur applied because we cannot turn the sharpness down anymore, and if you think that it's still not enough, you can just take this mask and duplicate it, and it will make the effect stronger. We can leave it like that just for the sake of this video. Yeah, what I would also like to do right now is to create another mask. And this time we will try to work on the subject, which is the car. So Lightroom Mobile has the AI masking tools, and we will see what will be defined as the subject right now in this photo. It's usually quite good. Yeah, it's actually quite well done, sorry. We can now remove bits and pieces that we don't like from this mask using the brush once again, because I would like only for this car to be within the mask that we're applying right now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there are still some bits and pieces that needs readjusting. Yeah. I often do it the opposite way, so I am drawing the mask and then drawing inside the object because it might be a bit easier, especially using your finger. Yeah. Yeah, this is something that is much easier to do using the desktop versions of Lightroom, but yeah, we will deal what we have right now. Yeah, it can be much more detailed. For the sake of the video, I will just fix this up a bit. This part, oh, wrong one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and yeah, right now we can see that the mask is only applied to the car. And what I would like to do is to increase the sharpness a bit, because it can actually look quite good applied to the car itself. And right now you can basically work with all the adjustments that you want. You can increase or decrease the temperature, the tint, whichever you like. Yeah, maybe let's check some highlights control. Yeah, I think we can increase those a bit for it to stand out a bit more. Yeah, I think this looks quite well. Yeah, so one of the last things I'd like is to work on the sky, and we will use the masking once again, but this time we'll use the Select Sky tool, which is really a great tool, and I love it. It helps a lot. And right now you can see that we have almost only the sky under the mask, and we can like work a bit more with the highlights to bring out the clouds and work our way around some of the limitations that Lightroom Mobile has. Okay. Yeah, I have to say that I'm pretty satisfied with how this one looks. So there's basically one more thing to do that I like to do, is to work on the balance on the image. Why? Because I'm just a hobbyist doing this, all sorts of this. So what I know is that photo should be balanced, and in here we can see that there is a line in the middle of the image on which, on the right hand side, the image is much heavier than on the left hand side. And here we have only light clouds. So what I like to do is a little detail. We will use the linear gradient, right? Yeah, we will. And we will just apply the mask to this portion of the sky. And now what I like to do is to make it slightly darker. Not a lot, and not only using the exposure slider, but yeah, you can rearrange the mask with the settings applied if you like. We can actually try to make this more like this within the similar line as the lamps in here, so it would look something like that. It's not a perfect balance because it's still much brighter in here, in this portion of the sky, than in this portion of the image, but it's something. Yeah, it's actually something. And yeah, after closing out the mask, I will just apply a bit of vignette for the photo just to make it a bit more dramatic. And yeah, I think that this is basically it. We can take a look at the, yeah, I'll create a new version. Yeah, it's untitled. It's probably the way to go right now. So yeah, we'll see. This is the original file. And this is the untitled. I think that the changes are quite good. We can right now do stuff like cropping it a bit. Yeah, I think it is quite straight right now. We can just crop it a bit using the original dimensions for the car and the tower in here to be more centered. Yeah, this is actually something that it's much easier to do using the big screen, but yeah, that should be quite good. And yeah, voila, I think it's done. So yeah, this is the end result that I'm actually quite proud of. Like I said, you can spend a lot more time working on the details of the masks that you're using, but I think that the effect will not be as much visible. So for the first try, I think that this one looks quite well. So thank you very much. And actually, this whole video was recorded using the S23 Ultra screen recording option with the microphone enabled and the smart preview of my front camera. So I hope this doesn't look too bad, because I think I won't be recording this again. If you like the content, please leave your opinions, thumbs up, and maybe subscribe to the channel. If you would like any more of videos like this around the Adobe Lightroom Mobile photo editing, just give me a shout. Okay, have a great day, stay safe, and see you next time.